So I just got done recording my reaction to the first official 2021 depth chart uh, video. And I scroll down and I see this article that really caught my eye. Do the Rams have a center controversy on their hands? My ears instantly perked up because for most of the spring I was fairly confident Austin Corbett was cemented in as the starter. But according to this, Brian Allen seems to be taking first team reps at center with Austin Corbett at right guard. Let's get into it. The Los Angeles Rams are potentially hitting the reset button at center during the last week of training camp and ahead of the first preseason game against the LA Chargers. Jordan Rodriguez of The Athletic reported on Monday that the Rams have shifted Brian Allen to the starting center position and returned Austin Corbett to the right guard, where he started last season. And her tweet is Brian. No, that's not what I wanted. Brian Allen starts out the day taking snaps from Matthew Stafford at center in situational 11 on 11s, with Austin Corbett starting at right guard. Obviously, this is a change from the entire spring and camp up until about Saturday, so that's pretty interesting. And I would have to agree. This is something. No, come on now. This is a surprise to me. The two interior offensive linemen seem to be rotating, so nothing is yet set in stone. Obviously, we haven't even played the first preseason game. This is a position battle to watch as the Rams close training camp and prepare for the regular season. LA replaced the highly regarded offensive line coach and run game coordinator Aaron Kromer with Kevin Carberry, Stanford from Stanford this offseason. It is fair to assume that Carberry, sorry if I messed up your name, was able to voice his opinion in the initial move of Corbett to center, though Allen was a relatively unknown commodity heading into this season after suffering a gruesome injury in 2019. The hiring of Carberry also signaled a positional shift to a gap-based running game, which would complement the abilities of Cam Akers, with Darrell Henderson replacing him. The Rams may feel pressure to return to a scheme centered around the wide zone they have leveraged for most of the head coach Sean McVay's tenure. That makes me just a little nervous because to change up your entire scheme on the fly is a bit of a risk, though it is good for offenses to be to what's the right word to be to know multiple schemes, to be able to perform multiple schemes. I am struggling right now, guys. So forgive me, but while that is good, I am curious how much, if any, it would affect the O line's performance, which is maybe why they may be making the switch to Brian Allen. Maybe he just has a better feel of the wide zone scheme that they may be switching to. I am not sure. Let's continue. Allen was drafted in the fourth round of the 2018 NFL Draft in order to be the heir apparent to veteran Joe Sullivan. He was deemed the starter heading into 2019, but had significant performance issues. It was pretty rough to see, and suffered a season-ending injury early in the season. After losing Allen, LA shifted to Austin Blythe, where he remained the starter through the end of last season. Blythe, of course, is now a member of the Kansas City Chiefs, But and this man and this right here, but seems to be losing the starting center battle to rookie Creed Humphrey. Creed Humphrey, as you all will know, is who I would have picked with the Rams' first selection in this past year's draft. Uh, they, of course, did not have a first rounder. They had a second round. Their first pick was in the second round. And center being a massive position of need. Um, and was one that many fans, including to an extent myself, that they would address in the draft. I say to an extent because while I would have liked them to go with a center, their track record and behavior seems to indicate that they may not value O-linemen, or rather drafting O-linemen in the higher rounds, in the top rounds of the draft. They don't seem to value them as much. So the fact that they didn't choose one didn't necessarily surprise me. It just disappointed me because we picked Tutu Atwell, and I will be watching him with great interest because I am afraid he's really going to have to perform big in order for me to accept the fact that they went ahead and chose another wide receiver, which seemed to be a quote luxury pick when they could have drafted a position of need and turn it into a strength. The center position is very important on the offense. He communicates with the quarterback on every play. They chose not to do that, and that man that was there for them to take seems like he's about to win the starting job in Kansas City. So I do not agree. Like I said, I trust their judgment. I am just a fan on YouTube. This is just my opinion. I don't spend the time with these players. These coaches are far smarter than me. They know this game better than me. They are around these players more than me. So I am trusting their judgment on, once again, not drafting a top tier talented center, and instead went with Tutu. I am trusting their decision on that. But as I look at him about to take over in Kansas City, if it becomes a problem in the season, I'm going to have to bring it back up again. But for now, I've gone on that tangent long enough. Let's keep going. And here's the tweet. Yep, Creed Humphrey's about to start the first day. Smith is with the ones. Okay, this is all right. Now, okay, so this is interesting right here. McVay indicated during his Monday press conference that Allen had surprised coaches with his performance to date. And this is his quote: "If you look at Brian Allen, he looks physically impressive. He's strong, he's sturdy. You can see all the work that he has really put in. I think you can see that he's feeling really good, being another year removed from that knee injury." So, quite the interesting development. They are saying that Brian Allen seems to be performing quite well, and they are considering maybe starting him with the first team. There is a lot to think about on this. I'm gonna have to think on this a little more, but it would appear I'm not quite sure yet, but we shall see. I don't even know what their plan in the preseason is going to be. If they're considering both as I mean, someone's going to have to play. So whoever plays, I'm interested to watch and see how they perform in the preseason. But it looks like they might be making a scheme shift change, and with it, a change with their starting center. Could this be a result of what happened in this joint practice with the Cowboys? I am not sure. Interesting. A lot to consider.